Hey guys, today I'll be reviewing the first trade of Avengers Next. Now, this was a pretty good book, I guess. It started out with them wondering, American Dream, the main-ish character, who's the Captain America of the future, kind of, who is, every character basically is female. The whole roster ends up kind of changing through the time, but she's wondering if they need the Avengers, and then you meet the other characters, which are Juggernaut 2 or J2, Blue Streak, and then this Kevin guy who turns into Thunderstrike later, and then Saberclaw joins the team, and Spider-Girl, and then, well, they just needed a fight and everything, I guess, because all of a sudden zombies are just born from this old dude, and then they fight the zombies, and that's basically it for the first issue. It's basically an assemble issue and kind of leads up for the future of the story. Well, in the second issue, you learn that Kevin is okay and that this guy, Warp, wants money, so he's basically holding Kevin hostage with these guys, and he thinks they're just doing some, like, heist or something. I guess he doesn't really know the plan the whole time. He just kind of becomes a good guy out of a cookie-cutter plot later. But then Thor Girl comes to Earth, well, after Nova and Sentry chase it forever, and chase this meteor. I don't know why they were in space, it doesn't really explain it, they were just kind of there, and they're like, oh, there's a meteor. They chase it, and then Thor Girl comes to Earth, and they fight her because of a misunderstanding. Because they just need a fight in every issue. I guess 2 issues is set up. I personally wouldn't mind. I guess reading it month by month probably would drop the book right away if nothing exciting happens. But even if the first one, they could have kept the zombie fight, but the Thor Girl fight was kind of unnecessary. They could have did something like they fight Warp or something. And then the third one, Ultron's born, and then Ultron comes, and you think that he'll be the main villain for the rest, but he isn't. He's just in this one book. They fight this weak Ultron, and then they're like, wait, this is just a trap, because the big Ultron's coming. Then a big Ultron comes, and then the Avengers beat it and Warp. Beat Ultron and Warp, I mean. And then they go in the Quinjet, and all get kidnapped. By now, Stinger and what's-her-face from the Power Pack, Enegizer from the Power Pack joined the team. Stinger said, I'm out of the team, but I'm always glad to help. And then I guess she's just in the team in the next issue. So that's how it goes. And Thor Girl's in the team by now, but she really doesn't do much in that issue. And then the fourth issue, they're all hostages, and they're basically all turned into like weird aura things, and Kevin's free now. It's just weird. And then all the auras are taking over all the superhumans. All the superhumans are attacking other superhumans. And then Loki's daughter of Sun's evil, and it just feels too much like they just make all the characters female, and then they do the same Avengers plot as normal, basically. That's the only thing I really didn't like about it. Well, they end up beating her. Loki, Juggernaut saves Thor Girl, and the rest of them just kind of break out by some magical thing. And then Thor Girl touches Kevin, and his powers come back, and then he becomes Thunderstrike. And then they basically beat up Loki in like a panel. Loki girl person in like a panel. And then that's it for the story. Oh, then it's like Avengers Assemble. Also, there's this character that's like Iron Man that you don't even know his name until like the 4th issue, and he's fighting just random big guys. And then he blows up, and you're like, oh no. And then he's just back. They're just like, yeah, he can just rebuild himself when he dies. I don't know why they don't just have like 40 of him running around, because he was fighting an Asgardian and pretty much winning. I don't think they ever took down that Asgardian. And then there's just a lot of weird things, like they're like, I gotta get something from the arsenal. And then Kevin and Warp are partners now because Warp wasn't a fan of what they were doing, so Warp just became their partner. It's really weird. Well, then Warp opens up this portal, and then Kevin sends like this thing through the Iron Man Mark II through, and then she's like, "What's this?" And then they just come from behind and shoot her a few times, and then that doesn't do anything to the story later. They just open up all these nice plot things that could have been pretty interesting. Like, I think it would have been interesting if Kevin didn't get his Asgardian powers back, because we don't need two Asgardians on the team, and rather became like an Iron Man type deal. But he didn't. The story, I liked the story at times, but sometimes it was just kind of like, what the heck. And some of the characters were underused, like Stinger just kind of was there, so was Power Pack Girl, Spider Girl. So the whole roster at the end was American Dream, J2, Blue Streak, Kevin, who became Thunderstrike, I think, and Saber Claw, who was used a lot, but they're just kind of like, is he a traitor? And then they like didn't dwell on it. I thought it would have been interesting if they actually had a traitor in the team, and Saber Claw brought him out because he was evil, and then they're just like, yeah, you can be on the team, whatever. We don't really care, I guess. And then there's Spider Girl, Nova, Earth Sentry, they called her, Thor Girl, Stinger, of course, if I haven't said that already. I think I have. And then the Iron Man person. And that's it. So, a fairly cool roster. The artwork in the book, it's my favorite type of comic book artwork. It's that stuff where it's plain and realistic. It's not too unrealistic, not too ultra stylized. It's just kind of just basic artwork, and that's kind of what I like. Like if I looked at that book, you could see that type of artwork a lot. Which there's no real stylistic to it, like John Romita or John Romita Sr. or Jr. or other artists, but it's still good. So overall, I'd have to give Avengers next probably a 7 out of 10. Definitely pick it up if it's cheap on Amazon. I got this in a lot of 10 graphic novels for $25. But I don't know. There's some things about the plot, but I think if you're looking for a fun Avengers story that feels very Silver Age-ish, and it's kind of kid-friendly, like there's no swearing, and it's not like bloody or anything. So if you're looking for a kid-friendly Avengers book, if a kid or something just watched the Avengers, I think you'd really enjoy it if you enjoyed the movie Avengers. So 7 out of 10, and that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching.